He who?
Him!
Oh, that's Lord Russell.
Never heard of him.
19th century Home Secretary and MP for Stroud.
I didn't vote for him.
Well, no, of course you didn't, because he was in the 19th century.
So he's a ghost?
No, he's a conceit.
Wait, does look a bit of a smug, conceited...
No, not that kind of conceit. It's just for the benefit of this film, and we need to mix up time.
So he's not a ghost?
No.
Oh.
My lord, I acknowledge receipt of your lordship's directions this morning. I have taken measures to have them put into execution. Some of the Chartists came to Stroud yesterday evening and...
And what, Berg?
At about 2:15, about 500 marched up Rodborough Hill by my house with 9 flags and a strange band of music. I stopped the beer shops and public houses. There were several policemen placed.
My friends, we are subject to all manner of indignities in our fight to get the vote.
Henry Vincent, 10th of May, 1813 to the 29th of December, 1878. Was active in the formation of the early working men's associations in Britain. A popular Chartist leader, brilliant and gifted public orator, prospective but ultimately unsuccessful Victorian MP, and later an anti-slavery campaigner. Wikipedia.
Letters passing through the General Post Office addressed to the Chartist Convention have been opened and read by Lord Russell. Yeah? How is it that you, good and sensible people of Stroud, have sent such a little pettifogger as Russell to Parliament?
We didn't send him. We don't have the votes.
Exactly. And that is why we need universal suffrage. Yeah. You people are very poor. Your wages are low. Work is not plentiful.
Some weeks I don't have enough to feed my children.
We need the help of them in Parliament.
They won't help the likes of us.
We support our men in getting us a fair vote on equal rights.
Equal rights? We need to destroy the whole system of government.
Yes.
A meeting will be held in Stroud on Good Friday, at which I will be present. We will not be defeated.
No!
I hereby pledge that Mr. Frost shall stand to contest the next election in Stroud.
My name is Samuel Farr of Union Street, Stroud, and I am directed by a meeting of delegates to inform your lordship that they propose holding a meeting in the borough of Stroud on Monday next, and that we are fully resolved not to infringe upon the law by meeting with any offensive weapons in our possession, by blocking up any thoroughfare, or by any other illegal procedure. Of the legality of such meetings so conducted, we cannot entertain the slightest doubt, for we remember having attended numerous displays of the same kind during the period of the Reform Bill agitation and the consequent rise of your party. And my lord, it is our humble opinion that the suppression of public meetings and preventing the expression of public opinion are calculated to produce the most mischievous, if not disastrous, consequences.
I'm afraid, Farr, that your threats are not merely immaterial, but also disingenuous. Your moral force, Chartism, is a mere sham. Physical force, Chartism, lies behind your mask. Your pleas are too late. The Stroud Water Justices of the Peace have already made their decision. I have a poster. May the 14th, 1839. Whereas a royal proclamation has been issued against certain illegal meetings, we, the undersigned magistrates, do hereby warn all persons from taking part in or being present at such meetings. And we call upon all well-disposed persons to be aiding and assisting us in our object, as well as by giving us information, and for the discouraging and preventing such unlawful practices, and for the protection of public peace. We do hereby make known our determination to use our utmost endeavours to prevent, put down, or suppress such meetings. Henry Berg, Mr. Ricardo, Mr. Marling, and William Hyatt. You have no recourse. There will be no meeting.
But that, sir, is not fair.
My dear man, life is not fair. Nothing is fair.
Well, sir, I will tell you now, we will have our meeting and we will fight for fairness and the Chartist movement.
And you will lose, sir. But wait. Did I hear you use the word fight?
Not with violence, sir. With words and our minds. But we will have our demands.
Good day to you, sir. I think you had better leave.
I don't like him.
Who?
That Russell bloke.
Well, he's not a nice man.
Any man carrying anything deemed to be a weapon shall therefore be arrested. Is he the one that deems it?
Deems it?
That's what he said.
Oh, no, that'll be the magistrates, the ruling classes, the lords of the manor.
So, if someone was carrying a cucumber and they deemed it to be a weapon, the Chartists lot would get arrested?
Only if the cucumber's loaded.
What is it, my man?
Sir, those Chartists, sir.
And wooden, sir?
They're buying up all the guns they can get, sir.
Guns?
And there's more?
A bomb sufficient to blow up any house has been sent from the north to Dursley.
And hundreds of people in Stroud have become Chartists since the visit of Vincent, sir.
My friend, telling me that there are Chartists in Stroud does not count as information.
I did hear they're making hand grenades in Wootton under Edge, and a great many Chartists reside in Wootton.
Find me more information, my friends.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Guns?
Not real.
Bombs?
Not real.
But they came in and said that
Yeah,
they
it's
would...
what we might call fake news. Stir up trouble, make the ordinary people the enemy. There are no guns or bombs or pikes or swords or any of those things. It's just better for Lord Russell and his mates like Henry Burr to make the working classes the enemy, think they're dangerous and they must be kept under control. They tell the world these stories and they say they come from reliable sources. Much like some of the wild stories that you hear today.
So, where are we now then?
You'll find out.
We should go and show our support.
Support for what, William Hill? Support for rabble-rousing troublemakers? Those Chartists, they're nothing more than a bunch of idlers who are looking out for themselves. Why do they want the vote, eh? So they can get the power, and when they got control, what will happen then, eh?
It isn't like that.
Guns. Guns is what they got.
Where'd you hear that?
Well, from Eileen, she heard it from the new woman on the corner.
What, Mabel?
Something like that. She said as how them from Wootton, they'd be coming with guns and maybe even bombs. and then get into trouble, and then the army will arrive with their horses. We'll be having our own Peterloo here if we're not too careful.
Where'd she get this from?
Someone read it in the paper.
And they believe it because it's in the paper.
Of course, it has to be true.
Oh, I am sick of this.
What?
Sick and tired of slaving away, earning nothing. It's about time we took a stand for people like us and others like us.
I'm telling you, no one in this household is going to join in some Chartist demonstration. Do you hear me, William Hill?
You see?
What?
All this talk of guns is creating fear. Fear and intimidation, so people won't go. It's bullying, that's what it is. Where are you off to?
I fancy a pint.
Oh, okay. They fear us.
There's a rumour abroad that we're going to be armed.
Yeah, they'll use any means they can to try and silence us.
I heard that anyone seen even carrying a walking stick will be arrested.
Fear. They fear that we are right.
But I know people who won't turn up for fear of being arrested.
And what if they're not there?
How do you mean?
What if those that are in fear of arrest do not attend?
Good point.
We are not going to cause trouble. People need to be reassured that this is a show of strength and support without violence. We will use any means possible, peaceful means.
Some of the younger...
There will be no trouble, no violence. William, good to see you. I thought that...
Well, Betty ain't keen, but I feel...
Enough is enough.
That's right.
Do you know him, Thomas?
Yes.
And trust him.
Yes.
They are paying informants.
Oh, if only I'd have known, I could have got paid and got a bit of extra meat this week. I ain't no informant.
We were talking about the threat of violence. Not from us, from them. There will be no violence from our side, only from the ruling class, the military and the judiciary and their lackeys.
But I do know some who are considering taking on the role of special constable.
Tory bludgeon boys, those who would betray their class and their cause.
Tory bludgeon boys? Or special constables?
What? They're PCSOs back then?
Well, no. People would sign up to the police just for the event. It was usually the poorest, but the hardest, out of work. Knew they'd get paid to crack a few skulls.
Oh. Ah, bludgeon boys with the big sticks and a whack and
Yeah, that's right.
Ah.
Come in.
Who's that?
Lord Seagrave, Magistrate.
My Lord Seagrave.
Berg. The magistrates are nervous, Berg.
I know, I have received letters from them.
And?
It is clear that in the manufacturing districts they consider the state of affairs to be far more serious than I or many others had first believed.
What's to be done?
They are desirous that a superintendent of police or that some other police officer be sent immediately.
And you're asking me, why?
I need your support in the matter, my lord. He needs to be at the Bell Inn at Dursley by 1 o'clock on the Monday before the proposed event. I have asked for instructions from yourselves, but none have been forthcoming.
The instructions for your superintendent, Berg.
Thank you, my lord.
And now who's this man?
If it please your lordship, I am William Morris.
And?
I am here to swear to...
Yes?
Upon this day, May 17th, 1839, I, William Morris,
on his oath, saith that a
tumult.
Yes, your lordship. I, William Morris, on his oath, saith that a tumult and riot may be reasonably apprehended to arise and happen in the town and parish of Stroud, in consequence of a certain meeting convened by printed handbills to take place on Selsley Hill in the parish of King Stanley. William Morris, Sergeant of the Police.
We, the said justices, are of opinion that the ordinary officers appointed for preserving the peace are not sufficient. We, the said justice, nominate and appoint the several and respective persons hereunder named as special constables for the said town and parish of Stroud. We expect to need some 150 special constables.
150 Tory bludgeon boys? Sorry, carry on.
Yes?
My lord, I am Charles Jacob of Stonehouse, and I similarly need to make an oath, sir.
Yes.
I maketh oath and saith that a tumult...
The word is tumult.
Tumult. Right. I maketh oath and saith that a tumult and riot may be reasonably apprehended in those parts of several parishes of Stonehouse, Randwick and King Stanley, called King's Cross, Everley and Dudbridge, within the 100 of Whitstone. In consequence, I and another 30 men will be named as special constables.
150 plus 30 is a lot of special constables. Where are they going to get them all from? I don't like the sound of this. It's just not fair.
Sorry, we'll be off. Go back to business.
Who are they?
You won't go, William?
I am my own man. I will not be hanging around my wife's apron strings.
Is that what you think of me? That I'm controlling you?
We are being controlled and we got no say.
We are struggling to survive. Can you see?
See what? You think I'm blind?
Just think. If they start up at the meeting with guns and horses, someone will be killed. You could be killed.
But we gotta try and change things.
I know, I'm just scared about what might happen.
But in your heart?
It's the right thing to do. If you go, be careful. I don't want to be left with the children, no way of feeding them. I don't want to go to the workhouse.
I'll be safe. I promise. I'll be safe. Be okay.
We ask our daily bread, nor do we ask in vain. See year by year abundance spread o'er every fertile plain. Why starve we then? Ah, why? Answer thou wicked priest, who scarce will give us when we die the burial of the beast. Answer ye lordlings gay, ye useless idle few. Doth heaven in solemn thunder say, earth yieldeth but for you? Not that such frightful woes as Egypt's king befell may overtake our treacherous foes, though they deserve it well. Our rights, great God, our rights, we ask this and no more. Oh, look down from thy heavenly heights and help thy dying poor.
Friends, there are many here who do not know me. I represent the Working Men's Association of Cirencester, and I see some of my friends from that town with us today. We have made this journey to join you for one reason only. We must have the Charter. We can be slaves no longer, working all the hours God sends for a pittance. We must be given the vote. And the secret ballot. And annual parliament. Without this happening, I can see a firebrand being raised in this country. I say this not because I recommend it. I merely warn the authorities and prophesy. Am I right, my friend?
I, Thomas Farr of Stroud, am a shoemaker. But I talk not today of souls, but of universal suffrage. The principles embodied are essential. This meeting will persevere in lawful agitation to obtain it.
I second that. You don't know me, Sarah Ailiff, from Charlford. But me and my family, like all of you, have had enough of not having enough. Me and my sisters are spinners. My brother, Tom, and Sam are weavers. We have been working ever longer time for ever cankered pennies all the years gone by. The good book tells us that we should get our bread by the sweat of our brow. We have the sweat, but no bread. We only have the damn workhouse and the poor law Bastilles, worse than any prison. We call on Almighty God to inspire the people with vigour and energy.
Friends, I am a mechanic from Wootton-under-Edge. I urge that we must become organised and seek the support of others who are fighting for the cause of votes for all. I propose this meeting place unbound confidence in the Chartist Convention in London as an alternative to this discredited Houses of Parliament and pledge themselves to support all legal and constitutional orders of that body.
Universal suffrage shall be the law of this land without delay. We will end the unparalleled distresses of the people. We will abolish the damnable poor law, and that is just the start. By being here today to support this meeting, you have made up your minds that universal suffrage shall be the law of this land. You will have ballot and no surrender, peaceably if you can, but forcibly if you must. Do not be alarmed at the presence of soldiers in our struggles. Pledge yourselves not to cease agitation, but to appear in all places, wherever called on. That is the path to victory. 3 cheers for the Charter! Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip! And now, I mention the name of Lord John Russell. Friends, do you cheer his name? Although I am not from Stroud, I will represent you. I will fight on to get the Charter that this country needs.
A hundred years of 21st of May. Sounds in common, 21st of May. We men of foam and shrunken shine, our only treasure dove. Women carry out their breasts to the hungry earth. With one voice march and then we rest, march again upon the years. Sons of sons still singing to the Chartists cheers. Five vanished folks find display, line the banks thick as puddling clay. Come Gothamites, have your say. Sounds in common, 21st of May. Sounds in common, 21st of May. Cross the nation scene with ugly clarity. Neighbours living side by side in obscene polarity. The scholar and the institute with servants, maids and cooks. The squalor of the prostitutes hold districts without books. The governor, the minister, mine owner and the judge. The danger fumes, the grime and dust, the cough that just won't budge. From the knolls where the Cotswolds bray, valley mills where the yarn fills trays, Ball's green nights last all day. There's a storm heading London's way. Southley Common, 21st of May. The master tycoon, lord and heir, the scheming magistrate. Disaster, typhus and despair, and scrubbing their floors and plates. The property portfolio, a trap set before the Lord. Poverty and polio, a trap set before we're born. Comfort, jollies, insulation, ownership, the vote. Hunger, prison, infant death, deported on the boat. Purple orchids, dazzling sway, no match for this display. Westminster disarray, no pay, no say, no way. Sounds in common, 21st of May.
So that's it then.
What?
Well, they've talked a lot and had a march, and that Frost guy's going to run for MP and he'll get rid of Lord Russell, and then they'll have a vote and everyone will be happy and...
No.
No?
No.
But anyone can see that everyone's so interested and wants the vote
Yeah,
and...
but the powers that be won't let it.
But Frost gets elected. There you go, erring again.
Well, it doesn't quite turn out like that. Tell you what, back to the pub.
I like the pub.
Have you heard about John Frost?
No.
He's been arrested in Newport.
No.
Apparently they're going to undraw and quarter him for treason.
No. Have you heard about John Frost?
No.
He's been arrested in Newport.
No.
Apparently they're going to hang, draw and quarter him for treason.
No.
A petition? What good's a petition ever done?
Gives people a voice.
But they sign it and then it gets ignored and then
Wait and see.
unto the Honourable, the Commons of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland, in Parliament assembled, the petition of the undersigned, their suffering countrymen, humbly showeth.
That we, your petitioners, dwell in a land where merchants are noted for enterprise, whose manufacturers are very skillful, and whose workmen are proverbial for their industry.
The land itself is goodly, the soil rich, and the temperature wholesome. It is abundantly furnished with the materials of commerce and trade. It has numerous and convenient harbours. In facility of internal communication, it exceeds all others.
For 23 years we've enjoyed a profound peace. Yet with all these elements of national prosperity, and with every disposition and capacity to take advantage of them, we find ourselves overwhelmed with public and private suffering.
We are bowed down under a load of taxes.
Our workmen are starving. The home of the artificer is desolate and the warehouse of the pawnbroker is full.
The workhouse is crowded and the manufactory is deserted.
The energies of a mighty kingdom have been wasted in building up the power of selfish and ignorant men, and its resources squandered for their aggrandizement.
The good of a party has been advanced to the sacrifice of the good of the nation. The few have governed for the interest of the few, while the interest of the many have been neglected or insolently and tyrannously trampled upon.
It was the fond expectation of the people that a remedy for the greater part, if not for the whole, of their grievances would be found in the Reform Act of 1832.
They were taught to regard that act as a wise means to a worthy end.
They have been bitterly and basely deceived.
The fruit which looked so fair to the eye has turned to dust and ashes when gathered.
The Reform Act has effected a transfer of power from one domineering factor to another and left the people as helpless as before.
Our slavery has been exchanged for an apprenticeship to liberty, which has aggravated the painful feeling of our social degradation by adding to it the sickening of still deferred hope.
We come before your honourable house to tell you, with all humility, that this state of things must not be permitted to continue.
That it cannot long continue without very seriously endangering the stability of the throne and the peace of the kingdom.
And that if by God's help and all lawful and constitutional appliances, an end can be put to it, we are fully resolved that it shall speedily come to an end.
When the state calls for defenders, when it calls for money, no consideration of poverty or ignorance can be pleaded in refusal or delay of the call.
Required, as we are universally to support and obey the laws, nature and reason entitle us to demand that, in the making of the laws, the universal voice shall be implicitly listened to.
We perform the duties of free men. We must have the privileges of free men. Therefore, we demand universal suffrage.
So? The vote's available for everyone now, since they signed that petition.
No. The fact is, 1.25 million people signed in 1839, many of whom were women, even though the campaign was not aimed at women. 3,700 out of 10,000 people in Stroud signed.
Still no vote?
Well, they tried again. Over 3 million in 1842. That scroll was 6 miles in length.
Well, that should do it.
Well, no, you see, the powers that be...
Oh, Russell and his mates.
Yeah, they said there were forgeries and took 3 days looking over to prove that there was only 2 million signatures. A lie, a falsehood, a deliberate deception.
Nothing changes.
But here's the thing, think about it. Could you count 6 million signatures in 3 days? They also said that so many signatures were in a female hand, this made it less important. Some people will tell you that Chartism died out in April 1848. But it didn't. What did happen was that the newspapers and the rest managed to hide it, to wipe it away from a mass memory. So have you got the point of it yet?
What exactly?
Why the Chartists are so important?
To get someone who represents the workers in Parliament?
Exactly.
But we didn't get that last time, we got a Tory.
Yeah, well, people have forgotten how important their vote is.
Oh, the don't vote, it just encourages them mob.
Yes, exactly. But the trouble is, you see, if people forget how important their vote is, then who knows what could happen.